So this is the Gentemstick Hornet, and it's kind of like the small, it's like a little brother to the Chaser. I've always wanted to try the Chaser and be able to tell you what it's like and to compare the two, but I was only able to get on this, which is fine though, because you know, it's hard to get on so many Gentemsticks. You know, it's such a small company. It's such a unique you know, ride, and it's so hard to even get one of these. It's a super tiny board. You can see it on the table. It's just little. It's just like, I don't even have to extend my small arms. It's just, it really is a Hornet. It's got a little bit of bite. I like that it's not super back on the tail, you can see, but it is pretty far back on the tail. It's got a significant amount of taper, as you can see, and it definitely feels like you got to put a lot of weight, and you have to be careful on your turns. You can't just aggressively drive off that back tail through turns like you do with you know, like the Stingray and the Manta Rays, especially the 56 and 54 Manta Ray. It's definitely a board that really shines in powder, and it has a little bit of that, like this and the Yoder had a little similar feel. They aren't like the fish series, like the Barracuda, the Rocketfish, the Rocketfish HP, and all those other kind of fish style, like swallowtail, super surfy boards. This is super surfy, don't get me wrong. This is still definitely in the surfing family for sure, and way on the surfy side compared to many boards out there. But it just, like, it feels like it has a little more going on in the tail and driving out of the turn. Like this and the Yoder felt a little more similar to me. Personally, the Yoder's got a lot of different personality going on. But this felt like the Rocketfish series kind of with more tail, which is really good. I really liked that. And I really liked, you know, it's just a small little board, just short, fat, turny board. It turns a lot like smaller than its width. It turns like its length, and it doesn't turn like its width. So, you know, you've got the all black base. By the way, this board has just been beaten to hell. It's been, you know, traveled around the country, I mean, and around the world. It's come back and forth from Japan, I think, a few times. I'm not sure. And it's just been beaten by demoers and people, and, you know, bounced around in cars. But it's not going to be what you would see, and you know, when you ride. This is the end of the season pretty much for me. We're just about at May, and just, man, I wish it wouldn't end. I was just kind of getting in the swing of things, and it looks like the days are numbered at Mount Bachelor. But, you know, love the all black base, love everything about this board. You can see it's got, like, you know, no, I don't love everything about this board, but I like it. It was a fun board. I definitely rather own the Manta Ray 56 than this. But I can see how some of you, especially if you aren't really drivey and carvy on groomers and you want just kind of like a small little tree cheetah in powder, and you can see it's just got like so much nose and so little tail and so much setback on board, along with a nice bit of rocker in the nose and a little bit of camber on the tail just to give you a little drive and a little pop, a little energy off the back. It's a little bucky. You definitely kind of have to take it slower, and you have to ride differently to make this work. But let's talk about stance width options. Where is that tape measure? So you know, it's a small board. It's only got 5x2 inserts, like most Gentemsticks, and it, you know, it starts with a 19-inch width and goes out to 22, like most Gentems. But if you want to set it all the way back, you're looking at just about 20 and a half. 20, just about 20 and a half. So if you, and then based on that 20.5 setback, you're looking at 24.5 and 13.25. So that's 11.25 inches back on board. So this is a tiny board. What is this? It's super tiny. It's like, you know, I think it's like, I don't know. It feels just super tiny, but you know, it's probably in the 40s, 140s. But you know, compare that to the Manta Ray, the Yoder, and you know, the Stingray 56. Those all have significantly less setback on board. You know, you're looking at 11 here, and you're looking at like, I think like 7s, 8s, and 9s for those boards, like somewhere around there, like 7 to 9 back on board, I believe. So you're getting so much further back on board. You're so much closer to the tail. So it's just a little more prone to wash out, but much easier to slash, and much easier to make more of a truly surfy turn, if that's what you're into. There's no judgment if you want to ride park. There's no judgment from me if you want to just the surfiest, fishiest board out there. Don't care either way. Just trying to tell you, just trying to lay it out here so you can play it out on the mountain and do what you need to do. But all in all, this Hornet's a super fun board for those that like the surfiest of surfy. If you're looking for, if you've kind of ridden a lot of directional boards with a lot of tail, and you like a lot of drive off that tail, and you don't like that washy feel, then this is going to be a nightmare for you. Like where I feel like the Stingray and the Manta Ray definitely have a much wider appeal to a lot of different riders. This is definitely going to focus on a certain type of rider that really likes that floaty, surfy feel. And that small kind of just, you know, kind of like just riding a really small, thick, fat board that can turn well. You know, this could, like if this was, this reminds me of like a short fatty for small waves where you can still snap lips with it and have a really dynamic feel, very loose and very playful and fun. So there you have it. That's the Gentemstick Hornet. It was really fun to get on this. I think I'd probably prefer the Chaser a little more just because it's a little bigger, but I don't know for sure.